What's up, jerking off to cartoons enjoyers? The kind of shows people call genius just because someone said it's trendy to do so. You're here because either A. You're already foaming at the mouth, ready to throw hands in the comments, B. You're trying to flex your Wikipedia knowledge like a Reddit scholar. Spoiler alert, neither of those things will help you today. I'm not here to analyze, I'm here to burn shit down. I've gathered 5 anime that people don't actually love for being good. They love them because their herd instinct kicked in. These are the titles you slap into your favorites list. Not because they meant something to you, but because you want to sound like a smart nerd at a house party. All that masterful drama, philosophy, emotional depth. In reality, it's just safe-ass content. For people too scared to be outside the mainstream. And yeah, it's AI voice again. Because if I said this shit out loud, some Spy X Family fanboy would already be filing a YouTube complaint like, he's not allowed to say mean things about Anya. Calm the fuck down. I'm just taking out the trash. You ready? Let's fucking go. If you think the AOD ending was deep, congrats. You've officially undergone a lobotomy sponsored by Crunchyroll. Eren Yeager used to be Hope, the face of revolution. He ended up as a mopey little wanker with a philosophy pulled straight from a Tumblr page called Pain, Sorrow, Soft Lighting. This man wiped out half the world, only to mope around like he forgot the password to his OnlyFans account. Mikasa, do you still love me? Can you, maybe, kiss my severed head? What is this? A tragedy or some high school Discord breakup arc written at 2 a.m. by someone crying into a body pillow? This ain't an anti-hero. This is a soft-brained edgelord with a god complex and the facial expression of a damp dish rag. The whole finale is just, let's cue the sad music, dim the lights, make it rain, and show Eren suffering in every frame because, well, that's what art is, right? No, not art. Bullshit, wrapped in a shiny little package that says, analyze this, bitch. And the worst part, fans eat this up and scream, masterpiece. Bro, if someone served you your own shit, but displayed it in a museum with mood lighting, you'd probably pay for it, take a picture, and say, wow, it's so metaphorical. This is pseudo-depth for people who've never finished a real book in their life, but pretend to understand tragedy because there's a sad piano track playing. Nah, my guy, this isn't tragedy, it's a bargain bin soap opera, where every character acts like they just finished a philosophy crash course on fucking Coursera. And if you're sitting there fuming, ready to argue, sit down, breathe, and just ask yourself, at what point did you start being okay with watching shit, and calling it genius just so you wouldn't look dumb in front of the fandom? Spy X Family is what happens when someone promises you drama, but hands you a pack of Telegram stickers instead. Everyone pretends it's a heartwarming family anime. But in reality, it's content for people whose emotional intelligence is on the level of a dog that knows how to sit on command. Lloyd Forger, spy, assassin, manipulator. But in the anime, he looks like a diaper commercial dad, who secretly jerks off to his own chore list at night. Yeah, a trained killer. Bitch, please. She can't even slice bread without turning it into modern art, and her only real power is kicking people when the script gets bored. And Anya, cute, quirky, funny little Anya. Bro, if you genuinely laughed at her faces, I feel sorry for you. That's not comedy, that's a hair-covered meme generator. She talks like she was raised entirely on Twitter threads and minion memes. And this is your anime of the year? The plot? Every single episode is, oh no, there's a test / a dance / a dog / a sports festival. No drama, no character arcs, no stakes. Just injection-grade cuteness. To help you feel something, anything, while you eat Uber Eats sushi and pretend you have emotions. This isn't anime. This is a bizarre mix of Parents Magazine, Google Images, and late-stage emotional constipation. If you seriously think Spy X Family is a masterpiece with soul, then tell me. At what exact moment did you decide that human connection can be replaced by a pink-haired gremlin shouting, "Waku Waku," while you nut yourself into a coma? Your name isn't a movie. It's a PowerPoint presentation with a budget and one single instruction. Cry, dumbass, it's pretty and sad. The plot? Dumber than trying to explain TikTok to your grandma. They switch bodies. They fall in love. Then there's some random fucking comment, and it all ends with, they forget each other? Are you shitting me? Is that a finale or just the schizophrenic scribbles of a writer who went out to piss and never came back? Makoto Shinkai, I respect your animation. But you write dialogue like someone who hasn't spoken to a real human since 2011. The characters? They've got less personality than my coffee mug. They're either in love or sad. That's it. The entire film is built around the idea that you, the viewer, will fill in all the emotional gaps the script didn't bother writing. It's like being sold an empty box, and the seller just whispers, "Imagine there's love in there." Cool, huh? Genius, right? And now for the cherry on top. If you cried during your name, congrats. Your emotional response is triggered by visual effects, not storytelling. You're like someone who fell in love with a firework, and then proposed to it mid-explosion, and all of it, carried by the legendary soundtrack. Which, let's be honest, sounds like someone's snot set to acoustic guitar. If you still think your name is a movie about real love, go ahead and tell me. At what point did you decide it's okay to consume fanfiction with high-end graphics and call it art? Especially when you didn't even realize that it's just emotional jerk-off with no logic behind it. Jujutsu Kaisen is what you'd get if you blended Bleach, Naruto, and a Monster Energy commercial, added 5 pounds of emotionally dead dudes, and slapped a sticker on it that says, Next Gen Anime. Gojo died? Tragic. But even more tragic is the fact that half the fanbase only watched the show for him. That's not a character, that's a walking merchandise wrapper. Style. Shades. Lightning. Depth. Zero. His backstory is just a bunch of flashbacks, edited like someone's hurling USB sticks at your face every 10 seconds. Emotional scene? Nah. Just screaming, tears, more screaming, flashback, scream. Every character behaves like they're either one bad day away from a psychotic break, or they're high on dollar store Adderall. You don't know who's with who, what they want, or why anything is happening, because the show itself doesn't know what the fuck is in its own script. The whole thing survives off, it looks cool. And the characters have swagger. Swagger? Where? In the guy fist fighting worms while crying every 3 minutes. Because he can feel the cursed energy, this anime is like an expensive iPhone with a shattered screen. Looks amazing. Runs like fucking Android 4.1. And hey, if you say, but the lore is deep, be honest. Did you actually understand it? Or did you just binge 5 YouTube essays and start parroting terms to avoid looking dumb? Because half that deep lore is just chaos you're desperately interpreting to convince yourself. It's not just a stylish dumpster fire. If you seriously believe Jujutsu Kaisen is more than a pretty, loud mess with a hollow-ass plot, then go ahead. Tell me the exact moment you started confusing loud and flashy with deep and brilliant. Pro tip, they're not the same thing, even if Gojo's in it. Erased feels like someone read the definition of thriller, but didn't understand that it's supposed to have meaning, tension, and, I don't know, fucking logic. The main character, a grown-ass vegetable who suddenly ends up in his childhood body. Sounds intriguing? Nope. He acts like his IQ matches his shoe size. The entire plot is just, I have a bad feeling, wait, I just remembered something, oops, another flashback. The killer? Hiding in plain sight so blatantly and lazily that if you didn't figure it out by episode 3, congrats, you're a prime candidate for getting scammed by TikTok psychics. The finale? A complete joke. Instead of closure, we get 40 minutes of philosophical dick slapping, where one dude stands on a rooftop quoting his own flashbacks. This isn't drama. It's emotional auto-tune. Every feeling is fake as hell, like someone tried to simulate pain, but spent the last 10 years drawing kittens in MS Paint. And yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but it's so touching. It's about moms, childhood, loneliness. Sure, but only if the deepest thing you've seen in your life is the Jungle Book. Because Erased isn't a thriller, it's a live-action Tumblr post from 2012 that someone animated in grayscale. If you seriously liked Erased, tell me, at what point did you decide you didn't need logic, suspense, or a coherent villain motive, and that a sad aesthetic with whiny kids and lo-fi TikTok piano was enough for you to call it powerful storytelling? So these are your favorite anime, huh? Titles you hype not because of story, but because someone online told you, this is the one, bro. You jerk off to the visuals, the soundtrack, the vibes. and don't even realize your taste died ages ago. You're just scared of falling behind the trend. You call them masterpieces, emotional revelations, a new level of animation. I call them luxury packaging for narrative impotence. You don't love these anime, you just don't want to look stupid. If you're the only one who didn't get it, well, guess what? I did it for you. I said what you wouldn't. I burned your little idols on the bonfire of basic logic. If you're still here, you're either pissed, or finally waking the fuck up. Either way, welcome. You're one of us now. Drop your favorite anime in the comments. Just one. And I'll tell you exactly why it's dog's hit, too. Let's go. Time to play like adults. And don't forget, you were humiliated by a child. Ha 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 ha.